So I do want to come back to, let's maybe bring it back to dating for a little bit. So you mentioned generally like you're almost exclusively romantically you date women, right? So I'm curious, like, what's your type when it comes to the ladies?
Good question. Someone who's hot, who's got a great personality.
Okay.
Somebody I connect with.
Got it. Do you like tall women, short women, petite women, muscular women?
Oh, well, now you're really backing me in a corner.
Okay.
I'm not really into muscular women. Not at all. I like girls.
Okay.
I don't like masculine women.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there's a lot of, gay lesbian women out there that if they're feminine than themselves, they like that real hardcore kind of dykey girl. Not into that. Not whatsoever.
Okay.
Not my type. It's interesting. I've always been super attracted to blondes, but I've always wound up with brunettes.
Interesting.
I don't know how that happens.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I can't really say I have a type, but I don't know. I guess I kind of do in a way, don't I? You've seen all the girls.
I think
I've
all
been
the girls
with.
from the last few years I've seen you with, they're always very, very attractive. And sometimes I thought that I was going to be dating a girl, only to find out this one is dating her.
Oh, are you talking? Oh, wait. Okay, I was thinking there's a Chicago.
That wasn't
That's
the
what
only.
he's. That's
Okay.
yeah.
We'll get to that.
That wasn't the only time.
So
So the joke is, who slept with the most the most girls on Gladiators, and everyone looks to me, but it is definitely not me.
I feel like you have game, Lori.
I do have game.
You've got game. I get that impression from you. So.
I like how Madison's nodding her head, looking at me.
Oh, okay.
Madison,
A little romance here.
my daughter, are you
Watch out.
interested?
No.
Watch out,
I'm in a
Frankie.
relationship.
Watch out, Frankie.
Just
she's,
too young.
She's coming for you.
Just too young.
Did you have an interest in any of the other gladiators? Was there ever intergladiator romance?
It's interesting because I was never attracted to any of the gladiators.
Right. Because you said you're not really into like muscular.
Yeah.
Or masculine.
The one thing though is before I was on the show, I always thought that Ray Hollett was hot. I mean, she was.
Which she's
back in the day.
That's
Zap.
Zap.
Yeah. Okay.
She was hot. But then obviously I got to know her, and it wasn't the attraction went away. It was more of she's now my gladiator sister, and I didn't look at her that way whatsoever. But before I was on the show, I did look at her that way just a tad.
Okay.
But it's interesting because the game comes from the chase as well, and it's like when we were on tour, and it's kind of like, Dan's like, how do you know when they're gay? It's just that look, it's the look that the girl gives you that you can feel it and you just know,
Okay.
and so it's kind of a fun thing. It really is. The guys are going they just go all balls out for the girl. Boom. There is no game. I don't think so anyway.
No game?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Do you have game?
Now,
I don't know.
I don't think I have game anymore.
You don't
It's
need
gone?
game anymore.
No, he didn't.
It was there, but it's gone.
Look at him. He's like, it's gone.
You know what?
It's just gone?
I just don't think I have that. I have that need to be seen, by other women. I feel pretty
Bullshit.
I feel pretty darn good about myself.
Bullshit.
You know what I mean? I don't need that. Oh, is that girl checking me out? Oh, is this girl checking me out? And I just don't need it.
Well,
It's nice.
You don't need it
It's
anymore.
nice.
That's what I'm saying.
You
Of
had to have
course.
had it back then.
He
though,
did.
because
He had it. But it was more his looks, to be quite
Yeah.
honest with you.
You
you're
had-
saying you
Dan
were
was-
getting the most attractive
Dan
woman
was
out
handsome.
Can we get Nick?
No
Can you pull up
shit.
some Google image search of Dan,
Dan and
on
his-
in
all of his
Gladiator?
ex-girlfriends.
Maybe also we have a video from Ice here, but well, you also have. I mean, you've been in you said 7-year relationship, so
I don't want to have game. You got to
doesn't
shut
need
it
game
off.
anymore.
You got to shut it off.
He does have to shut it off.
It's something that.
well, game for other women, right? But
Yeah, but you know what it is? Like for me, I've learned that if I want to be committed, I got to shut it off.
Very true.
All of a sudden I look, every woman is like my sister now. I just like, no. And for me, I have a very strong drive in everything. So I have to put blinders on, and walk and focus. And I can't even start to entertain that. You know, when Muscles and Mayhem came out in Netflix, you know, Laura and I were talking about how our DMs blew up. You know, people, I wasn't quite getting the DMs Lori was getting. I'll let her talk about that, but they blew up, and you know, I just could not let myself go down that because it's too easy to stray. Especially today. It's just too easy. And I can't do it.
Social media, yeah.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Yeah.
So Lori had the DMs.
Well, I
Lori,
think you
Dan
both.
had the DMs
Lori had
too.
the game.
Dan had the DMs.
Tell
too.
us about your DMs, Lori.
Yeah, and just some context if anybody's like just tuning in. You know, the Netflix documentary came out. I think it was #1 on Netflix for, at least I saw that as #1 on Netflix for a couple weeks or something.
I think it went 3 weeks.
The documentary was fantastic. I thought it was great. And so, but I imagine, as you guys just mentioned, there's some DMs. You guys were getting some DMs from.
But it's interesting because this is what we were talking about before. Right when Netflix, when that hit, all of our DMs were just like going crazy on all the social medias. And see, we didn't experience the social media back then, but now we're experiencing it now, which is a whole different ball game because it's like there's hundreds, just boom, every day just popping off. But we noticed something. As the weeks went by, they started dropping off. So it went from like, you know, hundreds a day down to 50, down to 20, down to 5. It's like, really? That's how quickly this social media makes everything turn and burn.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, it
It's
is
quick.
fast.
It's
To where
quick.
if we were back in the day and we're, you know, not aging ourselves, but if there was no social media, we would still be on Netflix, probably #1. You know, we would still be like super big out there. But now, it's like next.
Well,
Yeah.
so
Next.
That's a really good point. Like, I think people's attention spans are
Oh,
very
it's like
short.
that big.
They're looking for the new
Yeah.
thing. Back, I think, you know, before social media, there's a bit more longevity to
Absolutely.
certain things.
Well,
Dan, I
it's
think-
not only social media, it's Netflix drops their whole season at one time.
right.
So,
yeah.
and when talking to them when this was coming to be released, they don't do their marketing until like 2 weeks before, because when you see something, Netflix consumers, they demand to see the show right after they see it. So the window has gone from our show, which was on for 26 weeks, where you get 26 weeks of that that push, where now it's literally you get a weekend. It's like Mission Impossible. Right,
Yeah.
the newest one. Yeah, Mission Impossible. It's great. Then Barbie came out. Mission who? You know, 1 week later.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
So quick.
So it's
super quick.
Yeah, so it's a different cycle. What Netflix started to do for some of your favorite shows, like Love Is Blind, which I love that show for some reason. Love is an experiment, but Love Is Blind is they'll save the last episode, so you can't sign up for 30 days and then drop. They'll make that last episode come
So
out
you come
6
back.
weeks after, and they found out that people will have a tendency to stay on Netflix if they stay longer than 30 days for that second month. And yes, there's a documentary, Muscles and Mayhem, Netflix.
Nick, were you able to pull up the? We had some photos here. All right, this is Dan Nitro Clark. We got some. Scroll down just a bit.
Oh, keep going.
I like the shirtless one. Go back up, other way.
Is it?
Middle. There you go.
Oh no, you look old there. Go down, right there, right next to it on the left.
There's one where you're kind of like hugging. Scroll down.
That's
Oh,
Thunder.
that's the group. Actually, pull up some of the group ones. The group photos.
Oh, I'm kissing Billy right there.
That is so damn cute.
The black and white one.
Scroll
Yeah.
down, Nick. Some of the group ones, maybe pull up. Okay. Now, would you consider what you had hairstyle wise? Is it a mullet? Was it a mullet?
Now it's a mullet.
now it's
a mullet. Now it's a mullet. Now, it happens.
It looked good.
That's funny.
Yeah,
it
no,
looked
no.
good.
It was just called long hair.
Oh, okay. I wasn't
Yeah,
sure what
yeah.
the.
No, I think a mullet's like when it's short here.
It is. It's short on the
Shaved,
side and it's long. It's
long
the
in
Joe
the
Dirt
middle.
haircut.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
who's
the
the
mullet.
country
Okay.
comedian right now? He's got a mullet. He's really
Theo Vaughn.
Theo Vaughn.
Yes.
Yeah, Theo
Yes, he's
Vaughn
got
has
a
got a
mullet.
mullet.
Okay.
And he's
You
very
just-
funny.
You had the flow. You just had the flow.
Yeah, I had the you guys even know who Fabio is, right?
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
I know Fabio.
You do?
So
I
Fabio
never
made
did.
it.
Fabio,
He made
yes.
it to the next generation. Thank
Yeah.
God. Something is sacred. You guys remember Fabio?